Hi, I am Brede, and it be my honor to be with you in this day. It is that this is such a wondrous day. It is such a powerful day. It is a bright and shiny energy, not only in the physical world, but it be very bright and shiny in the other world also. And we come in this day to speak here about how wonderful life is becoming. It is becoming a new thing. And this solstice energy is bringing you a whole long day to be in that, to fill yourself up with it, surround yourself with it. It ain't going to stop. It's going to be going forward with you for the next 3 months. It's going to be a time of changes, a time of lifting up and moving beyond what has been on the planet before. And all of humanity is going to be experiencing this. Yes, out in the world, but they're also going to be experiencing it in their inner self. People will be feeling the changes within them. They'll feel them. And it may feel very strange because it ain't what they be used to. You may feel as though you are expanding. You be feeling like you are breaking open. There be a lot of tears, for it is now the sun being the sign of Cancer, and it is the Cancer is a sign of emotions and the rulership of the moon. And so lots of getting in touch with feelings you ain't felt in a long time, because over time, the human race has distanced itself from feeling in the heart. The protective device of the logical mind. Don't get involved. Don't be acting as though you care. Don't let them know that you're feeling anything. Oh, you can look as though you're having a good time. You can smile a lot and tell other people ye be happy. But inside, in your brain, in your belly, you may feel almost as though there is a restriction, that something be blocking you, that you want to get to the happy. And the more you come into the other connection within yourself, the more that happy begins to feel through the fog of disassociation. Feel the love. Feel the truth within you. Feel the clarity of all ye becoming. For ye are becoming a new race of people. Human ye be, human ye been for ages, and let now ye are becoming humans in a higher form. Human evolution, human rising up and experiencing yourself. Actually, in a way, you ain't never experienced yourself, because when you first began to step away from yourself gradually, you were, yes, very aligned and truly in love with who you were. But it's been so long. And now, as you be coming home to yourself in a whole new way, in the truth of your spirit, you is going to experience yourself more as what you was truly made to be in the very beginning. Beauteous, wondrous beings, full of love and full of light, full of compassion and the ability to care. Not what can I do for you, but how can I share my love with you? And that very statement can be a trigger to many of those that are on the earth in this time to shut down. You find love, and as you find the love, you really reach out to the source of what you believe is the love you're feeling. And yet, as they would turn and make a move to love you back, you find yourself just pulling down a little bit of a veil, just to keep a little bit of different distance, because you know you ain't supposed to give yourself totally away to another. And yet you feel that desire so powerful. And yea, there be a fear within you that you be letting them in. And the logical mind says, what if they be taking control of me? What if they start telling me what to do? I want them. I want them badly. But I don't want to lose myself. And so, over time, you've changed. You've moved a little by little into a place of defensive love, where you feel the love and they feel the love, and yet it becomes a power struggle. But in the control of the world, who is going to dominate this relationship? Who will dominate the friendship? Who will dominate the relationship between children and parents? For parents have been taught to believe that the children belong to them, that they are something that they own, a prize that they have achieved, and therefore they must take that child, and like it is a piece of clay, they shape it into their image. And they don't even bother to ask the child, do you want to be just like me? And many are dismayed. Their feelings be hurt. They feel injury, that the child don't want to be just like them, that the child wants to be themselves. And so this be a turning point, this bright and beautiful solstice day, the longest day of this year, 2026. And then the sun begins to move to the time of harvest, that autumnal equinox. And the next 3 months will be a grand regalia. It'd be a wondrous time. Now, if you be sitting in your chair watching that little box you call TV, and you looking at your computer and wringing your hands over all the things that is going on in the outer world that you can't do nothing to change. And yet, the love within you believes that if I love good enough, if I love strong enough, if I do enough, then I can change the world. And so we want to be reminding you in this day, he wasn't created to change the world. He was brought to this place to love and understand and create and recreate yourself, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Beautiful souls, shimmering with light. When we look at the earth, we see a planet of ovals, very much like eggs. And the energy of so many of them is beauteous white, filled with different colors. And the white may be a soft, bright, pure white, or it may be a creamy color, almost a yellow. It might be with a little bit of pink in it, or a touch of gray or blue. But every soul is a beauteous thing. And then they be them that is feeling so bad about themselves, or there and then who are feeling so hateful toward the world. As the old ways of the Piscean age is passing, there's a lot of victimization rising to the surface, and it be moving away with the old age, but some humans is caught up in it. They feel like a victim, and they want the whole world to suffer with them. And we be wanting to tell you that if you is focusing on that suffering, if you is focusing on what can I be doing to make them suffer like I have suffered, or what can I be doing to force them to love me? And dearly beloved people, children of God, Goddess, allow yourselves to know that if someone be hating, it ain't about you. If someone be hating, it is about them. And it means that the little veil that they drew to protect themselves from letting someone else take control has, throughout their lifetimes, become a wall of resistance. The very things they want the most, they can't find them. They can't have them. Because love It ain't gonna beat down that wall. That ain't what love does. Love will wait. It will wait forever. And we want the world to know we be with you. We want you to know we love you. We want you to know that we as souls like you, that we have moved into higher frequency, but we is living our lives that we give in service to the human race, to help you through these times, to encourage you to let go of those walls, to take them down, to let go of the hatred, to let Master Saint Germain's violet flame be with you to burn away all the things you put between yourself and love for so many lifetimes. You feel love. You feel it in yourself. But you don't even let yourself get as close to the love within you as you could. Because you've been told that if you're shedding tears, you're a weak person. And therefore you can't be caught shedding them tears. And yet you're going to find over these next 3 months that you're going to be shedding the tears, and they be coming just like a waterfall, even though you're trying really hard not to let them. Tears to wash away the old. Tears to free you from your limitations. Tears to cleanse and purify so that you connect to your spirit fully in love. Because these times, these days, from this solstice to the autumnal equinox, it be a powerful 3 months of change, of transformation, of transcendency. And it is happening. It is happening in you, and it be happening to you. Even though you may be saying in your logical mind, I ain't going to let this happen. I ain't going to let this in. I refuse to change. And God, Goddess, smile upon you. And the water bearer of Aquarius rushes around all the whole earth, pouring out the waters of love to disintegrate the shells, the walls, the limitations you done built for lifetimes. And now it be time for you to participate in letting them go. Because ain't none of this going to be done for you. You got to be there with yourself. And that's where so many be holding back. You may find that as you're trying to make things happen, you may even feel almost as though your head be stuffed with some old energy. And as you're trying to make things happen, you may feel as though you're pushing against a force that be pushing back at you. You may feel in your center where you can experience the greatest love and joy, the greatest gratitude, and the greatest grace. And yet you can also feel almost like armor, preventing you from moving freely, preventing you from allowing love to flow. And your logical mind says, well, then what do I need to do here? And you'll hear all of our voices in the other saying, you ain't got to do nothing. You got to allow yourself to step into our embrace. You got to allow yourself to let go in our love so that the love you be and the love that we are can blend together so that you live more connected in your inner self, that you live more in what we call the other world. In your daily life, as a human being, you may find yourself striving for things that you really believe you need to have. So when you feel yourself pushing, when you feel the force that you've applied for lifetimes to make things happen, stop and breathe. Take a deep breath and let it out slow. And again, take the time to be with yourself and to let go of what you ain't any longer. You ain't be needing to make war. Though there is so many that are very convinced by the distance the logical mind has called for, the conflict that the ego enjoys because it loves to win no matter what. But as the walls begin to crumble and the veil is gently moved aside, and you find yourself feeling so vulnerable, and that will be where many of the tears come, weeping for who you have been, that you ain't going to be any longer, but weeping to become what you hoping you will, and feeling it deep inside of you. The more you look at the outer world, the more you face the war, the harder it is to let go. The more you step into your inner space and let yourself just feel the love washing through you, violet flame and white light, moving through, cleansing and purifying, bringing you to your true self, helping you to know who you're becoming, who you are in this moment is more than you was this morning. Who you will be tomorrow can be so much more than that. You can let yourself be free. and we will support you. You can allow yourself to really love, starting with you. It ain't going to go nowhere if you just say, well, I love them all. And you find you be left out. Because this be so important for you that you belong. First, that you feel yourself belonging to the divine, that which created you, the goddess, that energy that be emerging within you that's making you more whole, more balanced, more free, more real. A being with a heart that doesn't have to be guarded so it don't get hurt, but a being with a heart that is so full of love that your love shines like a beacon in your world. And as you stay in that inner connection, as you move out the door of your physical abode, or you walk on the streets of the place where you live, or you travel to another country, you find that being with yourself and allowing your heart to feel, experiencing the love that lives within you. And know we be with you. We be holding your hand. We be putting our arm around you. Let's go find some wonderful things to experience. To find a quiet place, a meadow, an orchard, a sanctuary, your own sacred space. Feel it. For as you be allowing yourself to really utilize this time that be coming, to have the courage and have the faith to let go of those things that have seemed real. But the more that you are allowing us to be with you, the more you realize they ain't there. Those old things don't live in the spirit of your inner self. They're an illusion. They're about what was. And that is passing. That is going away. It's leaving you. And you feel the changes. And you know you're becoming different. You don't know what it is for sure, and you don't know where it's going at all. But you begin to recognize that what you be experiencing is a gift. What you be experiencing belongs to you. You to reclaim it. It's always been with you. It's always been in you. But you've doubted it for so long. And you've been taught lessons by the outer world of how to avoid yourself, how to spend your time focusing on what other people be doing and trying to tell them what you know within yourself. You can't be living this way. But you got to start with yourself, to focus in every affair of your life, to feel in every choice you make, to experience you real for yourself, to experience you true to yourself, to experience yourself in the grace of vulnerability and find how strong you really are when you let the love in. You may feel fierce when you think of yourself as a warrior fighting off these terrible things that be happening out in the world. But you're just joining the conflict when you think about fighting them. Come home to yourself and be alive within yourself. To let yourself live who you be with a joyous anticipation of the discovery of who I is becoming. I be becoming a new being. I'm not just a different person in this body. I'm a different being. And all of my cells and all that I know myself to be, it be changing. Like arid soil in a desert, or the wastelands of rocks and ice. You be turning yourself with the help of the love of God, Goddess, into fertile soil, where the newness of who you be becoming will be planted, where the heart seed within you opens up to reveal the 1,000-petal lotus with all them petals being parts of you, loving parts of creation, parts your dreams and parts your imagination. And these are times to develop yourself, to let your creativity flow, to become more of who you are. For the way the planets in the heaven be working, that is touching energetically every soul of every being on earth to open up, feel the renewal, experience becoming more. As you begin to live it in your life, in, yes, the outer world, the more you is connected to the inner space, the more you can move in the outer world and actually live that sense of connection to who you are becoming in every way, renewed. And when you focus me in that place, you begin to experience things in the outer world that so many still don't believe can happen. There's a terrible hunger for money in the planet. And in the outer world, it's desperate. And yet, as you is in touch with the inner, as you live in yourself, you find all along through all these lifetimes, you had a divine inheritance, an inheritance from the unconditional love of God and Goddess. That as you would allow it, those energies of that divine inheritance would begin to manifest in your outer world as well as inner. The disease you've been fighting, and as you forgive the fight, it begins to heal. For it was the war that kept renewing the wound. And as you let it go, the wound can not only heal, but be gone. The conflict of survival, the fear of death, the things that you've been taught mean loss. And as you, from the inside, recognize that divine inheritance is not about baiting you into something to get you to do different and then taking it all away. That inner connection to love that is beyond the comprehension of the finite mind of humanity. And yet you're moving into a place where you begin to live in touch with that more. In the outer world, there's limit. But as you come to yourself, there's plenty. And where the outer world says, I ain't got enough, or if I only had enough, the inner world says, whatever you got, relax, receive, because there's so much more to come to you. And there's more than that. There'll always be more than that. I've lived through many lifetimes. I've experienced what humanity experiences. I have, in the spiritual realms, attempted to let go of old wounds, but it was still connected enough to that outer world that it carried a lot of guilt and shame. And yet, in these times, I've come to a place of such forgiveness in myself that I have realized what you are seeking to become. I have begun to feel what it feels like to be free of the judgments of others, of the need to be superior, or the dedication to be an inferior because you've been taught that if you're weak and if you ain't no good, then nobody's going to ask much of you. And that has allowed much of humanity to abandon themselves. I ain't got what it takes. I ain't good enough. I just don't deserve what I wish I had. But these times, and we do underscore this, in these times, as ye be willing to let go of that facade, that illusion of the old ways, to let your personal veils fall away, to see clearly, to experience yourself truly. And when my brother Saint Germain say it ain't that you've seen what you think you saw, but you ain't seen nothing yet. And to let that truth soak into your soil. Whatever you think you find in that's glorious, whatever you feel in the moment that's good, don't be trying to hold on to it, but let the flow of it take you into more. For in the outer world, the fear is, if I get a little good, I gotta squirrel it away. I gotta hold on to it. I got to put it under my mattress or stuff it in a closet or put it in a jar under the bed. But what be coming to you now, it ain't gonna fit under no mattress or under no bed or in no jar. It's gonna surround you and indwell you. It's gonna lift you up and transform you. And you ain't gonna lose your free will. You're gonna realize that that free will is a part of what you was given in the beginning to have what's now coming to you. Allow yourself the integration with the all. Forgive all of those belief systems you have carried for so long that God is the dominator and God is a punisher and God is looking to take away what's been given if you don't do what pleases him. And there ain't been no mention at all of the woman, of the goddess. Because in this world of separation, men have glorified themselves so much. Oh, they would swear they glorify the woman. They put her on a pedestal. But a pedestal ain't nothing but a prison. And many of them just don't bother with no pedestal. They just put her in the prison of this is where you belong and you ain't supposed to come out. And we don't want to see you being out in the world trying to live your glory. Because a beautiful woman's glory can, in the outer world at least, seem to dim the light of others. But it's when she lives that in grace, not in the demand, see how beautiful I am. I am more beautiful than other women. Glorify me. Honor me. Because if she ain't glorying herself, then she be trying too hard. And so, live in yourself in love. The outer in this physical world can be very beautiful. But what we be talking about, what's really an important thing in these times, how beautiful do you see yourself? How beautiful do you allow yourself to be? Not just when you stand before your mirror and scan your physical self, but how beautiful are you as you feel within yourself and it feels like welcome and it feels like belonging and it feels like trust and truth when you really are living the glory of who you are. In this time of evolution, and there's going to be so many changes in this next 3 months, but then it will move in new ways into the rest of this year and the year after. Many changes, many things that were part of the illusion that will be falling away. And it is the necessity of your own spirit to keep your perspective facing toward the light that you be following forward and applying to yourself the discipline in love and don't look back. Don't look back to the money. Don't look back to the glory of the world. Don't be looking back to the pain and the suffering and the limitations of that place either. You let yourself be who you are truly, a child of divine creation. You may look in the mirror and see a young man or a young woman. You may look in the mirror and see one of middle age, or you may look in the mirror and see a grown. But it is. Whatever you see in the outer mirror, the more that you look at yourself within and honor it, the more that reflection in the outer mirror will show you your beauty, your light, your kindness, your compassion, as you live what your heart is about, as you live the truth of your higher self, as you walk in that liminal space between two worlds. And you feel yourself changing. And the mind, it be wanting to analyze and scrutinize and theorize what is happening to me. And most of the time when you're experiencing these really powerful changes, your logical mind wants to take you to a doctor. The logical mind wants to see what's wrong with you. And it ain't nothing wrong. It's the letting go of what you thought was wrong so that you can understand within you what is whole. No, we didn't say. So you can understand what is right. Because right and wrong be divisions of the outer world. And as you find yourself fully and you come home to yourself completely, as you live more in the other world, the more you walk in the outer world in balance, in harmony, in peace, in truth, no matter what you see. And it isn't as though you're walking blindly through cruel things and not looking, but as though you're seeing clearly what is happening there and offering prayers of compassion for those that ain't found themselves, some of them at all. You can't change the individuals, but you can share your light with the world. You can sing your songs and write your poetry. You can speak your truth. You can live in love. You can seek to find ways to make God clearly available in that outer world to feed the hungry, to rebuild the war-torn cities, to find new ways to heal the sick and the wounded, to be in that world of chaos, and yet to know that your soul belongs to the other world. And as you walk through the chaos of the earth, as she is being recreated by her own changes, feel the love of the goddess mother who has allowed you to walk on her earth, to use her body as your home. Feel her. She loves you. She loves you more than you can imagine. To give her life and her beingness over so that many, many, many souls could use her body as home. And even to forget that their home is the body of a goddess, that the beauty they find, that the love that they feel, that the joys that they experience are blessings from the goddess. And we be with those of earth, those that is seeking to find the way to come into the light and share it, and those that is clutching desperately to what is breaking apart and moving away as the old order can no longer abide, where the new order is waking up. And yet there are those who have closed their mind and sworn that the way they know is the only way and there will never be another. And so know ye that as you move into this new time, that, yea, the logical world, it offers you one, maybe two ways. You either got to pick the right way or you're going to go the wrong way. But as you open your eyes, your inner eyes, and you open your soul to the light, to the connection to the divine, you begin to realize Spirit always offers you a multitude of choices. Logic don't want no choices. It wants to tell you what to do and control your being in the world. But Goddess ain't afraid of any choice you make because it is still a part of the divine. And so, as you become more one, more integrated, more elevated in yourself, and yea, the memories of what you've been, they ain't going away because they be a part of you. The lives you've lived since your soul was created, they be recorded in the flesh and blood and bone of who ye be today. You are a walking history lesson. You are a collective of stories that makes each and every soul such a storyteller. And these times will encourage your creativity to tell your stories, to tell them in your art, to tell them with your words, to sing them with your voice, to celebrate them with your joy, to plant, to harvest, to build, to hold one another, to feed not only the belly, but to feed your soul. For these times of revelation. And the revelation ain't how terrible it is, though many would think so. The revelation is how wonderful you really are, how divinely made you really are, how you are on an evolutionary path of new becoming that is eternal. So sons and daughters, love yourselves. This ain't only for the women. Though we do say, as we look forward, that we see that the goddess is going to heal this place this time. It ain't about what the men have done, for they have allowed their possession to blind them to the fact that they saw themselves as protectors. They saw themselves as defenders, but they let that become an overbearing and desperate need to rule, to tell others that their way is the only way. In a time when the veils of earth and humanity are being pulled away so that you can remember within yourself that each one of you got your own way, but it ain't about a war. It's about looking to find how we can agree, how we can come together, how we can add our insights and our imaginations to create a new world of higher consciousness and greater love. A world that ain't going to be like this one because you're going to be beings of light. The lights we see of your soul on the earth will shine through you, through your form, that you will be enlightened beings. Beauteous, wondrous, yes. There will be a certain physicality to it in the energy, but it will be much more the essence of who you be, rather than what you think the world would like to see you be, or what you're trying to be because you don't like what you're seeing. The energies of these times are devoted to lifting you up, to brushing you off, to reminding you to stand tall, because if you slump your shoulders and duck your head, it just holds you in a place you don't any longer want to be, with a belief that you're something that you never really were. And so, bring yourselves within, with you, to find the courage and the determination and, yes, the free will, not willfulness against God's design, but the dedication to live what you were given in a beautiful, magnificent, and cooperative way with the divine. These times, these changing times, and the changes as they come, they've never moved very fast. When the change is complete and humanity wakes up and they look back and say, how could that ever have happened? But the ego mind is an insidious creator. It creates through tricks and sleight of hand. It creates by telling you that what you know to be true ain't really the way it is. Its changes have been small, minute, but consistent throughout time. And now you are waking up to what Spirit has been creating all the time the ego was working its way in that outer world because it believed that it had taken over from God. And certainly much of humanity has listened to the ego and feared God. But these times will open your eyes and clear the blindness. You will see with the inner eyes that see so much more. You will hear without your physical organ because you will hear the things of within. Oh, your ears will still work in this world. But right now, the majority of people on this planet is looking through their third eye, through the higher vision, much more than they be looking through the physical orbs. And now it will be time to listen to the inner voice, to hear what your soul has to tell you, and to experience not the emotional separation of the world outside of you, but that feeling of belonging that is so powerful within you. And it feels so good to be home as you make this next journey to a higher level of consciousness with yourself instead of in separation. Revelation, Armageddon, the homecoming, the awakening, the ascension, rising up, not to a place of superiority, but to a place of a whole grand new perspective. I can see clearly now, for the tears have been shed. I can see all obstacles in my way, and I can see that they are only obstacles because I named them that. And as I call them by a new name, as I name my life in a new way, it is a bright, bright, sunny day to live the love, to enjoy the night and its magic rather than fear it, because that's what bad things come from, is the darkness. But ye be darkness and ye be light, and within you, ye can blend them. Within you, you can live the magic. And as you feel it, as you embrace it, as you love it, as you allow it to love you, then you can walk the streets of any place in the world, and your love will be like a lantern in the darkness of the outer. an oasis in the desert of those who have forgotten how to feel. But as you bring the water of your own becoming, as your tears become diamonds, you move forward into something you cannot imagine, except that within you, you feel the potential of what's becoming. You ain't never going to find the whole future because it's an unknown. This rising up into a new place ain't going to be a there. Now we never have to do anything again. Now we never have to change one more time. No, this will be a celebration of change. This will be a delight in your creation. This will be the acknowledgments that miracles, as the world would call them, be real. Fly me to the moon. And so they're going. They're going to the moon. And they're going to establish a new world on that moon. A world that, because it's the moon, it's going to be different. Yes, it will be. But it can only be different if they leave the war behind and they don't go and take the moon and say, we have conquered the moon and it is ours. And no one else can come here unless we say so. We'll just leave the earth and we'll be going off to Mars. And we'll go to Mars and we will establish a way of living in that place, only to find there'll be people there already. And so we thought we was taking over a place that we could do anything we wanted. And we find the ones that be living there, we couldn't see because our eyes were blind to the dimension where they functioned. You can't leave the earth and go somewhere else and take the restrictions you carry with you, or you will simply make more of what you have made here. But as you come home to yourself, as you find the glory of who you be, as you, with a heart full of love, send the imagery of that love and the designs of creation made for all. And people with their hearts full of the love and imagination of what a new world could really be. Not one that I consider free because everyone has to do what I say, because that's what's happening now. But a world where you recognize within yourself that, yeah, you be a creator, but you be creating for the whole, not just for yourself. Yes, you create a place where you feel safe and warm and loved and nurtured. But then you share that with others. You don't hide it and you don't hold it back and you don't put it in a vault so nobody can know you got it because it's eternal. It's who you are, the core of your being. You was made in love to live in love and to share love. You weren't made to conquer. And yet, the history of this world, his story, has always been about the war. Even the Bible, a sacred volume, the Old Testament is dedicated to the wars and the kings that led them and the ones that won them and how they ruled and how they isolated themselves from others by building walls around their city. And they watched with a jealous eye when someone left the city. And they watched in suspicion when someone new came. And then there came the New Testament and a story of a man, and now many simply say he was just a man in this time where you're all going to find yourself to be so much more than just a man or just a woman, greater than you know, greater than you could comprehend. To be yourself is to be in the glory of the divine. You can look at the history books and see that history repeats itself over and over and over. It has for so long that the pages of history, molding tablets or words chipped in stone, tell the stories of what has been and still is. But now it's time for each and every one to make that new place within yourself. It ain't about holding on. It ain't about being different and worrying about it. And it ain't about being different because you rule. It's about being different because you're new. You are what you've been since the beginning of time. But you're becoming so much more than that because it's time. And so, Masters, we be with you, the goddesses with you. We love your life. We desire to bring you home. We desire that you find your own place to be, not so much in the physical world as to be ye real in you in the physical world. You can live in the house you live in. You can walk the fields you walk. You can climb the mountains that exist, but you climb them with a new perspective. You recognize yourself making the effort to climb rather than feeling burdened because there's a mountain in the way. And so we be with you in love. We are here in love. We hold you in love. And when you cry out as you're leaving the old ways and there is pain, remember the pain be the resistance you're putting up to the changes. It ain't about the cruel world you're moving to. It's about the effort that's required for you to let go of what ain't yours any longer and turn and embrace what you're moving to. I be Brede, a goddess of love, a goddess of hearth and home, a goddess of purity of the spirit. And so may all who hear my voice on this day and in the coming times, may you hear that I am a woman, but I am also blessed with the masculine energy of the divine. I am not separate in all of my parts because I am seeking to live the oneness. May you be blessed in all the changes ye is making. May you be blessed in your ongoing, for ye is moving on beautifully. May you leave the wars behind, for they be a part of a time when you left yourself most completely. And so, I am goddess, and we be with you. Amen. So may it ever be.